It's the Playhouse Podcast with Kat and JJ.
Believe it. I missed everything.
Missed the show?
What am I going to do?
Check out the Daily Podcast.
Hey, fellas, do not let Christmas morning happen without being prepared. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, this could legitimately save your life. Coming up in a couple of seconds. Right now, let's kick off the podcast. Yesterday, I'm building a workbench in our new shed, and I needed some lumber. So I go to the lumber yard, I buy it, I drive my truck around. A guy's going to help me load it. Nicest guy in the world. And I did this job when I was in college, and I got to drive the forklift, and, you know, it was fun. I was working with a couple of friends, and we kind of, you know, screwed around, and it was just kind of whatever. But this guy was the nicest guy in the world, and it was just cold enough where I was like, oh, it's got to suck working out here today, huh? And he goes, no, I love this job. It's always a lot of fun. I get to meet new people. Like, he was the most optimistic human being. And I was like, immediately, I'm like, there's no place for this guy in my life.
Yeah.
I can't have that kind of optimism in my life. It just would drain
What a
me.
speed bump.
Yeah. And so it made me start thinking about what's the job you could never or would never, ever do? First one that pops into your mind.
I could never work with schmushminas. I just
you couldn't be a gynecologist?
No, I wouldn't want to do that.
Providing women adequate health care?
Yes. And
you just couldn't do that, huh?
I would be a non-judgmental zone. I just don't want to get all up in there. Like those women and men that do that job, they know what they're looking out for. They went to school. I don't want to do all that junk.
But you make a conscious decision when you're going to go into that part of the medical field.
That's what you're in
It's just
for,
like
yeah.
looking at a thumb for a general practitioner. You know what I mean? They're like, they open your mouth, look at your tonsils. It's the same thing. It's just another body part.
And I get it. I wouldn't be like all immature, like, yeah, my God, what is this? You know, I wouldn't do that, but I would not feel
Have
comfortable.
you had that reaction before?
No. She's like, I have not seen a prettier one. But you know what I would? I would be one of the trailblazers in creating a warmer tool that they could use.
Have a warmer for those
things?
things?
They don't. And if they do, it's never plugged in or on because it's always
That's why
so
you don't
cold.
get it at 8 a.m. You know what I mean? Like, let that sucker warm up till noon or something. Get your appointment at noon.
I also could not be a teacher in any way. I could probably be a teacher for high school, but definitely not middle school. Most definitely not primary or intermediate. That would suck. Whoever does that, you guys are incredible.
I don't think I'd be good at being like an Uber driver. These guys that do ride shares.
Oh, I could do that. Just chit chat, bring some snack.
Here's the problem I would have. I wouldn't mind the chit chat. I would mind the people that just get in and then don't say anything and are on their phone.
Yeah. I
would be just like, I know that the job is just get them to where they need to go.
Mm-hmm.
I would need some kind of interaction. So that's my question to you. We'll start with Zach. The job you wouldn't or couldn't ever do.
Oh, I don't think I could do like septic pumping or porta john.
Oh, there. I'll chalk that one up too. I couldn't do the sanitation job.
So we glamped in my friend's RV, and we had to stop by one of those stations, and he knew what to do. So I just sat there. I was a passenger princess, but I'm like, there's no way. If I get any poo on me, it will be a
if you do it
horrible
right, you
trip
don't
home.
get any poo on you.
I know.
And you can rinse it out, and usually you got some gloves to go with it. Brian, the job you would never, ever want to or could do.
Be a school teacher.
Yeah, same. I don't think I could. I don't mind my kids. I just get heavily annoyed with everyone else's kids.
I say it to my mom all the time. She's been an English teacher for 8th grade forever, for like 100 years. And they love her. She's still got it. She's like that cool teacher. But
your mom?
And she'll tell me stories, and I always say, "Did you hit him?" Like, and then did you? She goes, "You can't do that." And she can relate to these kids, and it's so weird, you know. I'm just like, I would have no tolerance.
Text from Terry. He said a priest.
Yeah, that would be difficult for sure.
I just like sex too much.
So a pastor can do it. A priest can't do it. Okay.
Pastor can get married. Priest can't. They take that vow of celibacy.
Yeah.
That's a strong thing,
like
man.
No pressure, though. Like, once you enter into that, you're like, I have no pressure on that end. I don't mind that.
Like, I'm pretty fat and obnoxious right now. Can you imagine if I just didn't want to ever appeal to a woman again?
No.
Like, it would be out of control. I mean, seriously. Imagine not having to impress anybody with your physical appearance.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying priests don't want to look good, right? Because you want to be healthy and stuff like that. But imagine if your husband didn't care what you looked like.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Is that guy down the road? Is he a priest or a pastor? The hot one.
Father Doug?
Yeah.
He's a priest. Dude, in good shape too. He was. I emceed their dance show, and he danced with all the dads. Dude's in phenomenal shape.
So he's forever married to God. Like he'll never get married to a woman. He'll never date. He'll never do it. What a shame. What a shame. He is good looking. Man.
You're barking down the wrong tree.
I know.
Emma, real quick, the job you could never or never would want to do.
The people that do like rectal exams. I don't think I could ever do that.
proctologist.
Rectum. I barely knew him.
Yeah, it's a 1 in a million shot, Doc.
Emily says NICU nurse, doctor.
Oh, no way. I think that would be a phenomenal job. Now, I get there's going to be a certain amount, right? You got a certain amount of babies that aren't going to make it. But how about the ones that do?
Yeah, but
like
then you're
part of
also
that.
with the parents who are under so much distress and you have to deal with them and they get snarky. I know this because we were in that position, but the NICU nurses, like they used to say, go home, take a shower, get out of here for a little bit. They're like the best babysitters on the planet, you know?
But you got a little baby in there. I think the last thing you want to think about is leaving.
I know. And it's very tough, but just know like they dedicate their life to your babies. So they do it up right, especially at this hospital here. So
I can't imagine it. Look at all the people texting in. I hate kids.
Yeah.
I could never be a teacher.
See, that's why when I
man.
hear all the teachers that are quitting, I'm like, no, don't leave. Don't go anywhere. We need you.
Can you help me? Can you help me? Can you help me?
So we get this DM from Stephanie who said, would you guys lie under oath if it was for a friend? And
no,
that puts you in a tough spot. I would just choose to not be part of it versus lying. Like there's not many people I'm going to jail for.
Right.
You know what I mean? So let's just get the full story here. So tell everybody kind of what's going on.
So my best friend's son is terrible. He does a lot of illegal activity, but they need more of us to like say that he's such a good kid. And I don't have anything positive to say.
Like you're being asked to be a character witness?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Under oath.
Yeah. So this is a do you situation. Like I'm very much look out for yourself. Could you imagine telling like all these lies and then having them catch up to you?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're going to purge, this is a perjury situation. Like you could end up in jail yourself.
Exactly. But I don't know if my friend is just like not trying to think of the big picture. I'm looking at it like if we go in here and we lie for this kid and then he gets off and go out here and do something else, I'm going to feel bad.
Yeah. Yep.
Jesus, this is a dilemma.
I wouldn't be able to live with that, truly. I mean, if this is a friend, she knows if her kid is capable of reoffending and...
Well, it sounds like he's going to jail anyways, and they're hoping that, if you say he's really a good kid, that maybe they lighten up the sentence. Here to me is the problem is, number one, if you're a good friend, you wouldn't ask somebody to kind of do this. But then number two, like... if there's nothing good to say about this kid, now your reputation is on the line too, right?
Exactly. And I have nothing good to say. I'm just going to lose a friend. I'm taking new applications. I'm over it.
Let's begin now.
They got a Willie Nelson Chia Pet this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's got the
I
headband.
want the Bob Ross one.
It's got the headband and everything. Comes with a dime bag and...
Nice.
Now you know what to get me for Christmas. Welcome in. You got the Playhouse. The Tuesday edition is ready to flow. How's Kat feeling?
Oh, we need to exchange holiday gifts on Friday.
Friday.
Did you get me?
I bundled you and Derek.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I
Cool.
got you something that I think you guys will both really appreciate. It's a Poops.
It's a poop?
It's a Poops in a box. I had an extra colonoscopy box.
Oh, nice.
And I was like,
that's amazing.
I saved it for like 6 months.
Yeah.
Thinking by the time you guys open it,
So
should
does
be
it have
pretty
like a gray film on top of it? Or
not yet. I have healthy poops, man. There's a peanut or two in there probably, but you should be good to go.
little kern?
You got to wait till Friday. What was your day yesterday?
It was okay. I didn't win the cookie contest, but I think it would have been...
That garbage you brought in here yesterday you thought was going to win?
It would have looked rigged if I did win because I created the contest, but Yeah, I mean, it's not the outcome that anybody wants, but
You do it for the fellowship and the fun and the spirit of the season.
that's it.
Just the exact reason I didn't do it.
You know, one of our coworkers was like eating over the cookies and like the crumbs were coming out of his mouth as he was like out loud judging very harshly some of these cookies and the
Jake?
presentation. Yes.
Yeah, I heard it. I could hear it from my office. It was such a to-do.
Oh my God. I go, Jake, like, hush your mouth. You're saying not nice things about.
And then I heard him come
these
down the hallway and he goes, my wife would have won this damn thing if she'd have put something together. And I was like, wow.
I said, people are here. Those are people's cookies. He's like, well, this one, they tried a bit too hard. This
Those
one has a
guys,
lot going
I
on.
think those guys sit in that newsroom by themselves a little bit too long.
And
then
lose
when
their
they get
senses.
when they get actual human interaction, they just don't know what to do.
I know. Overall, it was good. Went and got Liam stayed to lift with his friends and then got him. And then he had to go right to basketball. And he was training with a college player. So that was kind of cool. His college kid's home for the holidays. And then he's about to go play overseas. So they were going almost toe to toe with like 3-pointers. And it was really fun to watch. Came home, watched the Vikings game, had some pizza, and then went to bed. So
Almost the same thing happened. I spent most of the day yesterday kind of working on our shed, but I built a really new, nice new workbench. And my son comes home from hockey practice last night. Same thing happened. Some of these college kids are back.
Yeah.
These guys that are playing Division I hockey were skating with him yesterday.
Good.
And he's like, oh, it was so fun. He's like, and then I kept up with him for like the first couple of plays. And then you could tell he got pissed. And then he turned it on. He goes, it is just a joke between a 22-year-old kid that's playing Division I hockey and a 17-year-old kid that's playing high school hockey. He's like, it is such a joke. He's like, I felt so stupid. But that's a good learning moment from him.
So I want to have as few disappointed women out there on the holidays, Christmas Eve, Christmas morning as possible. It is my mission, okay? That could be my superhero character, Christmas saver for women out there everywhere. I don't want this to go down.
Girls, you've got stuff filling your stockings. There's my stocking over there. Golden got a stocking. Whose is this?
That's an extra one.
Is this an extra one?
No,
That's mine.
it's mom's.
Why is it empty?
I don't know. Santa didn't come for me.
He was naughty.
Idiot. No, he's an idiot. He needs to fill it. That's your responsibility.
So I always keep a dozen lottery tickets in my glove box.
That nothing says I love you, honey, like that. So this is, I'm giving you so much time to run to TJ Maxx, get her the facial stuff she wants, or get her a little gift card to a salon or spa or
So
a
you and Derek have
cafe.
Christmas stockings at your home?
No, but he knows exactly what to get me. A lot of men don't. And then there are so many women that sit there on the couch with their coffee and they watch their families, including their husband, experience the magic of the holidays, and they don't get anything in return.
Well,
and
where's this coming from?
I feel sad for other women. Like, I don't have that feeling. I feel seen, heard, appreciated. I do all the buying and the wrapping and the thoughtful part.
Like a woman should. Yeah, I get it.
And, it's my forte. I'm not going to lie. But my husband picks up the slack in other ways. The house is always clean for when we entertain. He always asks, like, what can I do? What do you need me to do next? Like, he doesn't sit on the couch. Okay? If I am describing you, don't be a turd this holiday. It's just... I want you to play it back one more time. If this is something that sounds familiar in your house, don't do it this way.
Girls, you've got stuff filling your stockings.
that.
There's my stocking over there. Golden got
The
a
dog.
stocking. Whose is this?
That's an extra one.
Is this an extra one?
No, that's mine.
Why is it empty?
I don't know. Santa didn't come for me.
So slow. No, don't be that guy. We're going to change things around. What a great way to make her feel incredible for the holidays.
It's not about the gifts, Kat.
I know that. But when everybody else gets gifts and she has a hanging stocking with nothing in it, can you even imagine?
Santa doesn't lie. If there's nothing in your stocking, then you just weren't a good girl this year.
Just his voice. Whose is this? Everybody in the family has one. But whose is this? It's extra?
The type of vehicle you drive is a direct correlative, element to your personality. So what do you drive, and what does it say about you, Kat?
I think it says she's kind of busy and she's going to go shopping a lot and needs some space, but still wants a sporty look. So
What do you drive?
I drive a Kia Sorento 2023, and it has a third row for my kids' friends if we have a little overflow, but then also I can put it down and fit all of my Sam's Club boxes back there, which is nice. And then it also says I have great gas mileage for all the times every single day that you're going to run back and forth to your kids' school. So I think it does say a lot about me.
Natasha texted, okay, I drive a Dodge Journey. It's an SUV, but classified as an SUV, but insurance says it's a van. So I am confused.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I drive a Chevy Silverado, which means I need something to haul and drag stuff with, but I haven't quite taken the journey to be like a full-time truck guy. I think maybe I'll wait this one out the 2 or 3 years on the lease and then maybe go to something a little bit. I'm telling you, I'm absolutely in love with my wife's car. She got a Tesla about 6 months ago. It is an absolute awesome piece of machinery.
Yeah.
I really, really love it. It's so fun. And the amount of money over that 6 months that we've saved on gas is silly. It's so technologically advanced.
Tell me more about that. You haven't talked about it in a long time.
About it. Lamar, what do you drive? What does it say about you, brother?
Man, to be totally honest, I drive a Subaru Crosstrek, and a lot of people say that that's a lesbian car. So
okay.
You're a man.
Most people
You're
think
not
I'm
a lesbian.
Are you sure you're not a lesbian?
Sort of. I mean, kind of. Yeah, man. Just wild. I mean, I really need to trade this car in because that's all I get all day long.
You get razzed all the time. They call you a lesbian to your face even though you're a man.
Yeah, like, I got a little stubble, so it's questionable. I think maybe they
You judge someone's sexuality by the car that they
or
drive?
just like, for how many years somebody would say, oh, if you got a Subaru, that's a lesbian mobile. You hear that
what
all
about
the
those
time.
massive trucks? You're like, I bet he has a little smoky. Everybody says stuff like that. In sports, there was a gathering of over 2,000 people dressed as angels.
In sports?
In the Philippines. No. You know what I read this as? At the Phillies game.
Instead of the Philippines.
Oh, my God.
Well,
I hadn't had my coffee yet, so we're going to reset. Not in sports, but there was a gathering of over 2,000 people dressed as angels in the Philippines.
Baseball season.
Shut it. I reset it.
Numb nuts.
They are now breaking a world record, which is incredible. The last time that somebody got people together in that mass capacity, it was 12,075 in Winnipeg. So I thought it was at a sports event.
So you're telling me
that's so cool.
It was almost 1,000 years ago the last time this many angels got together?
What do you mean?
You said 1275.
I said that was the last number of people that got together were 1,275 people.
Yeah, I didn't hear you say people.
See, and I didn't read Philly. I read Philip, and we're just going to move on. 2,000 people dressed as angels. Bail, and that is the 4 before you hit the door.
For more news, thanks to LJ Plumbing and Heating, just text news to 320-251-1047.
The Playhouse in the morning.
Do you guys want to hear the real story here?
You better not mess up today, man. You better be absolutely perfect.
When do I
hitting
ever?
The right
Oh, here's
buttons, doing the right thing.
Here's the real story, guys.
2,000.
When we decide we're going to take a little bit of vacation, we get embargoed by about 10,000 affiliates of this show that all want something now before we leave.
You know how many there are?
So we're
2,000.
We're scrambling for the 2,000 stations in the Philippines that carry this show to try and get it ready for everybody else while we're gone. So just give Kat a little bit of levity. Don't be so mean to her all the time.
Last week, someone lost an eye at bingo.
Bingo.
Bingo? What bingo?
Bingo! All right, here's how listener bingo works. Only the first person through, but you know what? Today we might have room for 2. But first things first. We're looking for anyone listening who
has busted someone taking something from you. So we used to have a girl that worked here part-time, and she kept catching her baby daddy in her purse. He was like such a deadbeat. He could not hold a job down. He would take 20 from her here.
You don't need a job. You can just keep taking money out of someone's purse.
Well, I mean, he wasn't paying his child support, and she would have to take him grocery shopping. I saw them one day at Target, and I was just like, he didn't know I knew all I did. And
Why'd she stick around with this dirtbag?
I don't. You do. Women always do it for the children because we're amazing.
You're probably better on your own.
She is so much better on her own. Well, she's not alone anymore, thank God. But he would just always take stuff from her purse. So you busted someone taking something from you.
I'm going to go with anyone listening who has recently opened their own business and you would like a free plug.
Okay.
I just think that's such an ambitious thing to go, I'm going to work for myself. I mean, you got to think about insurance. You got to probably think about a retail space, maybe. You got to think about employees. You got to think about, what if this goes belly up? And did anybody else invest? I'm, working for all those people, right? It's a pretty big deal. Good morning, Caitlin. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Great, thank you. Which one do you fit this morning?
I'm going to go with the second one.
All right. So you started your own business. All right. Tell us about it.
So it hasn't officially been I shouldn't say launched, but I don't have a store. I don't know exactly right now I've done everything in my home and done little pop-up at craft shows and stuff like that. But I really want to have my own, which sounds cliche, coffee shop in an antique shop. But I want it to be called Till Death Do Us Coffee. So you come in and get different floats of coffee, a cute coffee shop. But then I also sell dead people's things. So I love going to thrift stores and buying people's.
You got our attention. You got our attention.
I like that twist. That's very unique.
Yeah. Okay.
And it sounds kind of weird, but I had a dream about this 2 years ago. The next day I made a whole Pinterest board of this, and I tell my husband all the time. So I make all these different types of coffees at home, and I've done my research on it, and I'm a full-time stay-at-home mom, so I obviously have the time for it.
It's not a job.
Isn't he the worst? I'll punch him in the face for you. So listen, a brick and mortar is a huge next step, but it sounds like you have two ideas. So therefore, maybe you could have a partner that could handle the antique part, that has the passion for it. You handle the coffee. There's nothing better than shopping and coffee together. The coffee shop I go to all the time in Becker has a retail store attached to it.
Yeah, but are they selling dead people stuff?
No, better. Flannel.
And what's the next step then, Caitlin? I mean, obviously you've got a plan, but what's your next move?
I've looked at different little coffee shops, but or little spaces. But I think just my husband, I don't know if he takes it so seriously, because when he hears I'm selling dead people's things, he looks at me because he's not quirky like that. I am. I love going to estate sales, and I'm oh, look at all these dead people. This guy just died. So cool. And then I'm having a floating coffee thing that says oh, can I get a death decaf? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just. That's just I don't know. I really want to start it up. I've been thinking about it, and
I think you
really
got
want to get
something.
things going.
I think you got something here, but I do want you to take your time and really plan it out.
But it's been 2 years.
I think you should have a year's worth of what you would hope to make in a bank account somewhere. Okay.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Don't bury yourself, pun intended.
That's very funny. Well done. That's great.
And you know what? we will be your first two customers, eh?
I love that.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Caitlin. Good luck.
Bingo. How fun.
Last week, someone lost an eye at bingo.
Bingo. Bingo what bingo? Bingo. Bingo.
All right. So Tiffany is first through this time around, but is she somebody listening
who has had somebody just take something from you? I can't imagine having somebody that lives with you or works with you just take stuff out of your purse or whatever. So,
does your pride or will to live count?
You think I suck that from you?
No, I
or your wife
live with you. It's just my family. Anybody listening who I'm looking for is about to open their business or has opened their own business in the last, year or so. And then you want a little free plug. Tiffany, which one do you fit this morning?
I fit the starting my own business.
All right. So what is the biz?
Well, I was working in a factory and lost my job. I was having issues with my daughter in school, and I just chose to start cleaning houses, and I want to get bigger. I got plans of, like, starting, like, an app. People can go on my app.
Nice.
And, you know, yeah, like, I just see a big potential in it, and I'm going to go far.
Is this something you're doing, like, full-time now, or is it still kind of a part-time thing?
Yeah. I do it full-time now. I take as many jobs as I can, and I just go.
What's the grossest thing you've run into?
Oh, it's got to be the poops.
Yeah, I mean, some people, like, don't clean up after their animals sometimes, and it's just like, yeah.
Sick.
Now, I'm trying to think of the right way to ask this. If I wanted you to come clean my place and you want a free plug, what do I do?
You go ahead and give me a call or send me a text. My number is 320-247-9635. I'd love to clean houses.
So I don't look at this as a free plug. I look at this as you should know that radio does work. And once you get the app going and once you figure out, like, maybe you want to go an endorsement route, or
That's
maybe
it. I was wondering where this was going. And now, what do you do you have a name for your business now yet, Tiffany?
Just right now, you know, I'm just doing my own thing. I'm not, like, quite official. I, like, in the next couple months, I hope to, like, accomplish, like, making an app and becoming official. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, Tiffany's Cleaning Service.
Tiffany's Cleaning Service. Tell them Kat sent you. That's it's amazing.
It almost just flows off the tongue. It's, like, meant to be.
It is never, ever surprising anymore when Kat goes, oh, do you need somebody to endorse your product? Now, you could be the biggest robber in the world. You could be going into these people's homes and stealing and robbing them blind, and Kat would endorse your product.
Yeah, but how would I even know that? I mean, I'm paid to endorse her product, and that could be any business on the planet that's out there to do wrong by people.
If you had to have
but
one
I don't
of
think
us,
that's her.
if you had to have one of us endorse your product, it would clearly be me because of my integrity, right?
Sure.
Yeah, wow, that's a
that
short.
says enough right there. Hey, you know what? One bit of advice. If you are going to target anybody, target all those busy moms out there. Because ain't no shame in that game. There's so much mom guilt where it's like, oh, I didn't have a chance to, like, clean up or get the house tidy or anything like that. Who cares? You've been carting those kids around. You work. Let Tiffany come in and take care of it for you.
Hey, Tiffany, what is the usual length of cleaning? Are you there for an hour, 2 hours?
2 to 3 hours.
All right. And you can get a bunch done during that time, huh?
Oh, yeah, bathrooms, mopping, vacuuming, everything,
You just
really, you know.
Throw an AirPod in and go to work, huh?
Yep.
That a girl. All right. Hey, good luck with your business, and let us know how it grows, okay?
All right, thank you.
Tell them Kat sent you. My God, you are shameless. You are absolutely
You're so jealous. It's almost
you
embarrassing.
Have zero
I'm
shame.
almost embarrassed.
The girl
for you.
doesn't even have the business yet, and you're pitching her an endorsement.
Listen. Radio works.
I'm not saying radio doesn't work. Clearly, we're living in it and driving it and wearing it. But, God, that girl, she's just getting started. You had to bombard her with that.